Salve, and welcome to Parsing John. Here we are in chapter 1. Today we're going to take a look at verse 30 in our new section, verses 29 through 34. Let's go ahead and get started. Here is our rubric, everything that we're looking for as we go through this text. We want to make sure we try, at the very least, to keep our notation regular. Let's get started. I've already said that, probably 3 times. Sorry. Hic est de quo dixi post me venet, vir qui ante me factus est, quia prior me erat. Very first thing that we want to find is our verb, and here it is. Est, third person, singular, present, active, and indicative. Is. We want a singular subject. We look ahead. Got a new verb there, so it has to be in here, if there even is one. Hic is our best option from hic. That's still visible. Hike. Hawk. So this is nominative, singular, masculine, that form right there. This, and we can insert the word one, is de quo. De is a preposition. Dixie is a verb, so de, prepositional phrase, ends right here. This takes the ablative in its object. And this is singular and technically masculine or neuter, but since we've got a masculine here, masculine makes most sense here. De can mean down from, but in this case, it doesn't make much sense. This is one, down from whom? That just sounds weird. But our other option is about whom. Dixi is our next verb. This comes from dico, dicere, dixi, dictum. So we've got our X there. We know that this is perfect tense. So we have I as the ending. We know that's first person singular, and it's active and indicative. That would mean I said. Post me. Post is a preposition. Me is its object. When it is a new verb, so this prepositional phrase ends right there. Post takes accusative in its object. Me is therefore accusative singular. And it is neither masculine nor feminine because it's used by both. After me, when it has our it ending, which is third person singular, and this could be perfect or present tense because it's weneo, venire, wane. So the third person singular in both the present and the perfect ends in ai. We can't tell one way or the other. Present, perfect, and it is active and indicative. It means comes or came. Here's our next verb, word, where. This is a second declension masculine word. I believe it's the only one of its kind which has an I there. It follows the same pattern as puer or pulcher. Nominative, singular, masculine. And this is the word for man in Latin, the word for like a male human being, as opposed to Latin's other option for man, homo, which would mean man as in a human being, part of the race of humans. We're is masculine, human. Anyway, qui. Qui, it could be, as we said in our previous video, nominative, singular, or plural. Since we've got only singular in here, nominative singular makes the most sense. Masculine. Who, factus est, is our subject. Factus tells us that this is in fact singular because us is singular. This is third perfect passive indicative. Has become or been made or just became. Who became? Yeah, that one sounds best. Ante me is a prepositional phrase. Ante takes the accusative in its object. Me then is accusative and singular. And this means before. Almost left the E out of there. Quia is a word for because. Very, very simple. It's much better than quod. Quod is annoying whenever you run over it. Prior me erat. Erat is a verb that is third person, singular, imperfect, active, indicative. Was. And prior is a comparative. I think we may have had one before, so I can't say finally. But prior is from our IOR ending. It's either masculine or feminine. Since it's all masculine over here, masculine makes the most sense. So nominative, singular, masculine, comparative. And this means before, and that's really the only option. Kind of like that. It has a slightly different idea. Okay, there we go. I believe we've gone through our entire text. Let's take a look at verse 31 alone and then 29 and 30 together. This is one about whom I said, after me came or comes man who became before me, because he was before me. And the context of verse 29. I have to do on. Oops. On next day, John sees Jesus coming to himself, and he says, or he said, technically, behold, Lamb of God who takes or lifts sin of world. This is one about whom I said, after me came or comes a man who became before me, because he was before me. And there we go, verse 29 and verse 30. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this verse has been helpful for you, and have a good day.